What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's Seven Figures Club podcast. My friends, one of the keys to breaking into the Seven Figures Club is the ability to bounce back from a little bad break. Like something just doesn't go your way. Maybe you're not actually, 110% culpable or at fault for this break, but how do you bounce back from it? How do you, progress and get back on track? And what are the keys to making that happen? And what can we learn from a 12-year-old soccer boy who broke his arm over the weekend? Let's get ready to dive into this topic. Let's go. There are over 32 million businesses in the U.S., and over 90% of them will never break seven figures in annual sales. So how do we as entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs break into that seven figures club? This podcast will relentlessly share the secrets, strategies, and tactics I've used to create 3 multi-seven figures businesses and bring in even more successful entrepreneurs than me to share their inspirational stories and tactics to success. You can create your dream business and life right now. So buckle up and let's go. So we are now, obviously in the third quarter of 2021. The year is passing by fast. Hopefully, whatever goals and targets you set at the beginning of 2021 are coming to fruition. You're on track, and if you're not, you're making the necessary adjustments, pivots, and learning from why you haven't quite achieved the targets that you set for yourself, and you're learning and building a foundation that will put your business on track to hit that seven figures club. Or maybe you're on a path, like me, looking to hit that 8 figures club, and so you're trying to figure out what the, path is going to be to get to that area. Now, over the weekend, I had my 12-year-old son, Marcus, had a soccer tournament. He's on a premier soccer league team. They travel across the country and play really, talented, hardworking teams. And so he was at this tournament. They were off to a good start. They were up 1-0. The other team was on the attack, and they were coming up Marcus, and Marcus is the keeper, the goalie, and he was able to make a stop. And then he made kind of another stop, and while he was doing that, the other team, one of their strikers, actually kicked him in the wrist, and he always pops up. He gets hurt because he's almost always getting kicked as the keeper is the goalie, and I don't know why these leagues don't, offer more protection for their keepers. That's a whole other discussion that we'll have someday, and circles with probably some, less than appropriate language. But the bottom line was he was kicked super hard. He didn't pop back up. I knew something was wrong when he didn't pop up immediately. I knew it was bad. And so coach went out there. Oh, it's bad. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I ran out there and helped him off the field. And this kid is tough as nails. He's a warrior. He's mentally tough. He's been through the wars. He's the unquestioned leader of his team. And so as we're coming off the field, I'm, obviously very concerned as his parent and my wife and I. We gather all the stuff up. We jump in the car and we head over to the Instacare. That's just a couple miles away, fortunately. Get to the Instacare, and it's going to be an hour wait. You're going to have to take your time on this one. I'm like, okay, well, that sucks. And he's not happy to have to wait. We wait, finally get to see a doctor. We get the x-ray done, and we're wondering, well, is the wrist dislocated? What's the issue? And the x-ray comes back, and the doctor explains that actually there's 2 breaks, a really small hairline type fracture on the left side of his left wrist, and on the right part of the inner part of the wrist bone, there's what he calls a buckle break, which is going to take 3 to 4 weeks to heal up. And so he's very frustrated. He was hoping he could actually get back into the game, and we're like, no, man, you're definitely not going back into the game. So there we are, and he's getting bad news. He's going to miss a bunch of games and a lot of the fall season because a lot of it happens in between the middle of August to the end of September. So he's super, frustrated and upset about that. And to make matters worse and compound things, his team was up 1-0 when he left. By the time that game ends, they have lost 4-1. So things did not go well after he left that game. So there he is. He's incredibly frustrated and upset. He's been here before. He had broken his foot a few years back, and it was a bad break and took some time to heal up, but he was able to heal up and get back on track with his athletic career. And so there we are, and it's a tough time. This happened Saturday afternoon. And so Sunday, I'm concerned, how are we going to get this kid back on track? How are we going to help him to, get past this literally just an unfortunate break? So you're probably thinking maybe in your business, maybe in your personal life, you've had an unfortunate break, maybe through no fault of your own. And as I always tell all my kids, life is not fair. Don't ever expect it to be fair. But if you work hard, you're smart, and you put the odds in your favor, then you can live with those results. And so those are some of the values and principles that I've, really hammered home with Marcus and my other 4 children. And so I'm wondering, how's he going to react to this? And so yesterday on Sunday, he comes up to me and says, Dad, with my broken arm, I'm not going to be able to go practice with my team. I'm going to have to sit and watch them practice, but I can still run. I can still do a lot of things here. I think this is a perfect time for me to do the phase 1 of the 75 hard, challenge. And I'm thinking, dang, well, there we go. That's how you bounce back. You set up another challenge and you go ahead and you take action. And I think that's one of the biggest keys if you're trying to get back on track from a mini failure, a quote unquote learning experience, a stepping stone on the road and the path to success, to creating a 7-figures business, whatever it might be. You've got to be able to get back on track, and it begins by taking action. The biggest problem that most of us have is when we have that setback, that unfortunate break that he literally had last weekend. Most people will sit, they'll do nothing, they'll be depressed, they won't take action, they won't continue to progress, and there's things that you can do, right? You can progress mentally. You can be reading different books. You can be making pivots. You can be learning from others. You can be consuming, YouTube videos, podcasts from entrepreneurs and those who have already created solutions and done what you want to do and might have directions to the roadmap of success that you're looking to find, whatever the topic is you're struggling with, whether it's marketing, whether it's sales, whether it's hiring, whether it's an online presence, whether it's happy customers and 5-star reviews, whatever it is that you're struggling with right now, somebody out there has created the solution. Hopefully we've got some that we've been able to share with you in the 7 Figures Club podcast, but the bottom line is those solutions are out there. And so you just need to be taking action and finding them. And so Marcus actually did complete the 75 Hard Challenge, which was 75 days. And if you don't know what the challenge is, it's a strict diet that you create, right, that you're going to follow. And it's no cheat meals, no exceptions, no compromising on that diet. It's 2 45-minute workouts every day. One of them has to be outside. It's drinking a gallon of water here as I grab my water bottle and drink. Trying to get to half a gallon here before 10 a.m. So I'm on track for my gallon of water consumed for the day. It's reading an entrepreneurial self-development book for at least 10 minutes. It's taking that progress picture, no alcohol. Those are all parts of the 75 Hard Challenge. Now, the phase 1 that we're going to be doing adds a 10-minute visualization exercise you have to do every day. You have to create 8 power list tasks and get them knocked out during the day. And you also have to take a 5-minute cold shower, which we started the day off, and I took my 5-minute cold shower, and it was not too bad. It was kind of refreshing. I mean, hey, it's August. Certainly better doing this from August to September versus maybe doing it in December. So that would be quite an experience. So that is what we did. We got up this morning. We did our 45-minute outdoor workout. We ran to the local track that's just a block away from our house and ran 3 miles, did some sprints, did some stairs. And it feels good. It feels good to be on top of things. It feels good to take action. It feels good to make progress. And that, my friends, is the key to bouncing back from an unfortunate break that may not even be your fault, but that's not the point. The point is, it doesn't matter if it was your fault or not. The more important thing is how are you bouncing back from it? And it begins by taking action. It begins by holding yourself accountable and making sure that you follow through with the actions that you have set that you're going to accomplish. And it also, I think it's vital to be using a calendar, a Google Calendar, so that you can utilize your time incredibly wisely. I've got my other son who's starting his first day of college today at the University of Utah, and he works at our company. You know, he helps out with credit repair, with funding, with underwriting, and he's got to be effective and efficient. He's got expenses that he's never had before. He's got an apartment he has to pay for. He's got all these new expenses he has to pay for now as an 18-year-old adult out on his own, going to college and so forth. And so he's got to use that calendar if he's going to be successful and get everything done that he has to do now while he continues to work, go to school, you know, personal life, personal development, all those things that he is working on. So my friends, whatever your challenge is today, write down what actions you can take today that you will take action on, and put them in your calendar and follow up every single day. Plan out at the end of the day what you're going to do tomorrow. And no matter what your challenge, your setback, your unfortunate break, you can and will get back on track. So that, my friends, is today's message. God bless you. Make it happen. And we'll see you next time on the next episode of 7 Figures Club.
Are you looking for more 7-figure secrets, content, or even how you can launch your own recession-proof business? Then check out 7figures.com. That's the digit 7, Figures.com, where we share more videos, stories, strategies, funding solutions, entrepreneurial education, and even the secret business type that's recession-proof. Thank you for listening, and if you're finding value in our podcast, please give us a 5-star and invite others to join the club.